Yeah, I just put songs. I didn't put the
Yeah. So when we check out this morning, we just drop off our keys at the office, simple as that. Yeah. And then we would like to.
I lost it now. I don't have to do with you will see.
When I went to India, I was like this. When I went to India, she was like, when I started, I didn't start on the phone. I know just since I haven't known. But why did you say that is the since she was on the phone, yeah, so she was like.
I see, got it.
Om Vishwamdarpan Drishyamanan Tulyan Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bhairivo Bhutai Yatha Nidraya Yasakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततन्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. So 12th verse of 10th chapter. You may be having that maybe pamphlet or not, but I'll just chant the shloka. You repeat after me. Arjuna uvacha
Arjuna uvacha
Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum Ahustvām Rishayas Sarve Devarshir Naradastatha Asito Devalo Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. So we are in the 10th chapter. The Bhagavad Gita has been divided into three, not sections as such, but three parts. And Acharyas look upon this 18 chapters as a group of three, each of 6 chapters. We are in the second group of 6 chapters. They are called in Sanskritam Shatkam. Shatkam, Atma Shatkam, Nirvana Shatkam. A group of 6 verses talking about Nirvana, Moksha. Same way here. So the Acharyas say the first group of 6 chapters has a one subject matter. The second group has a different subject matter compared to the first one. And then third, last, 13 to 18, also talks about a different subject matter. It is identity between the Jiva and Ishvara. So the first 6 chapters talk about Jiva, the nature of Jiva. And also it talks about a effort on the part of the individual based on the free will. So that also is been talked about. So this is is the thing. So Bhagavan said in 6th chapter, Uddaret Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadayet. You know, means to basically lift yourself from this samsara, where it is up to you. I mean, it's in your hand, etc. And before that also Bhagavan talked about Purushartha. So that's also there in the 6th chapter. And Karma Yoga. You know, the 3rd chapter itself is a Karma Yoga. The 2nd chapter also talks about it. So this, a group of 3, you can say, I mean, 3 types of subject matter is there in the first 6 chapters. You can say that. In general, Acharya say it talks about the nature of Jiva, the nature of individual, nature of oneself. That is being talked about. And in the Sanskritam we call as a Tvam Pada Vichara, analysis of Tvam, analysis of you means analysis of I. When I say you, you will say not you, right? When I say you, you will say I, naturally. So analysis of I, that's the first. And then the second one here is analysis of Tat, etc. So the whole subject matter of the Vedanta is covered by the statement Tat Tvam Asi. And Tvam means this Jiva, the individual, and Tat denotes say Ishvara, Lord. And there is an equation between them. Equation. The equation is to be understood. Yeah. That's how people all over the world, except Vedanta, everyone says God is to be believed. God is to be believed. God is not a matter of belief. You have read that statement, Puja Swami's statement in the dining hall, when you enter. God is to be understood. Yeah, see. Why understood? Why not believe? The equation is not a matter of belief. E is equal to mc square in physics is not to be believed. The equation between energy and matter, the scientist is talking. It is to be believed or it is to be understood? It is to be understood. Here also equation. Equation is you are that. All the world is that. All that is here is God. All that is here means world. Is, which is equal to God. It's equation. Or you are God, you are Lord, you are the cause of the creation. Is also equation. And an equation is not to be believed. An equation is to be understood. So here, an equation, well, definitely does not reveal something that is going to happen later, because Tattvamasi, you are that. It's a present tense. Not you will become that. An individual jiva cannot become Lord. So an individual is Lord, means that is to be understood. In which sense, Upanishad talks about it, we have to understand it. So it reveals a fact that exists now. You are Lord. That's a fact one has to understand. And Shastra, well, doesn't say Tattvam Bhavishyasi, etc. You will become that, etc. Anyway, so once I say Tvam Asi, Tattvam Asi, you leave it Tat. Tvam Asi, you are, if I utter this much, you will immediately say, what am I? Right? When I say you are, you will say, what am I, Swami? So that expectation arises. Then I say Tat. When I say Tat, means you are that. You can use a pronoun only when you already know the noun. Right? When people start talking, and she came. But who came? She came and she went there. But where? So that doesn't work. So pronouns are proxy nouns. Proxy nouns means you have to replace the nouns by this proxy. When can you replace? Already noun is known. He, she, etc. pronouns are used because you know a particular noun, right? A particular person. Therefore, you are that. Means that you must be knowing already. Because everyone knows Ishvara as something which is away from oneself. Everyone knows. That's how whenever you talk about Ishvara, everyone does this. Right? Everyone. God knows, like that they say. God knows. So that Ishvara is basically quite familiar as different from oneself, somewhere away and different from myself. So that's for that. Tat means that. Nobody says, you are this for you. That is something different. You are this means you are this world. That's entirely different. But they say you are that. People are familiar like that. So anyway, so that akanksha, expectation is there when I say you are, and definitely when I say tat, it refers to something which has already been explained in the Shastra. There are two types of prasiddhi. Prasiddhi means well known. Two types of things which are well known. One is when one is a group of things which are well known in this world, and another is another thing is which is well known in the Shastra, in the scriptures. So those who study scriptures, they know that word is used for whom? Ishvara. Certain things which are not known in the world are known in the Shastra, and things which are known in the Shastra are not known outside. And Ishvara is also known as the cause of creation. Everyone knows he is a creator. We will be discussing today Ishvara. So since Tatpada stands for Ishvara, in order to understand this equation Tat Tvam Asi, well, Tatpada has to be understood properly because it's an equation. So in an equation there are two things that are equated. Necessity for an equation will be is that the one side of the equation seems to be different from the other side of the equation. One side of the equation is seems to be different. If it is totally different, you cannot put equation. If the identity is understood immediately, then you don't need equation. You need equation when when the things are definitely equal but not recognized. Then you put an equation. That's how they write. Physicists write energy is matter. Matter is matter. Everything is all bundle of energy. They say we may feel that he is a crazy, but he is a scientist. He will make us crazy. He is not a crazy guy. So it is to be understood properly. So basically, when two things are equated, if it is very evident to you, you don't need equation. If they are totally different from each other, then you cannot put equation. Things are identical but not recognized by you, then you need equation. Simple thing I will tell you. 10 minus 1 is equal to 5 plus 4. Right? Swamiji, we know. See, like I am asking to a child, both the sides, numbers are different. 10, 1, 5, 4. Signs are also different, plus, minus, etc. But still they are identical. So it looks seemingly different, but really identical. Means the identity between these two sides is not recognized by you. In that case only we need an equation. I have not to say 9 is equal to 9. That's an equation. Kya baat hai isme? 9 is equal to 9 is an equation? No. 10 minus 1 is equal to 5 plus 4. That's the equation. Could you follow? When identity is already evident, 9 is equal to 9, then you don't need equation. 9 is equal to 10. Swamiji, what are you saying? Your arithmetic is different. Yeah, we are Vedanta. Our arithmetic is very different. Yeah, our arithmetic is different. What is our arithmetic you would like to know? 1 plus 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 1. Stop it, Swami. Is equal to 1. That's it. That's our arithmetic. Yeah, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 is a arithmetic outside in mathematics, in universities. But 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. We'll leave it. That is what the non-duality is. In spite of a duality, there is no duality. Yeah. What, there are 1,000 pots and 100 leads and 100, something else, jars is equal to 1. If you go to a goldsmith, the shop and jewelers, and you start counting, count, and so many bangles and so many this is equal to 1 gold. So, Swami, but the use of a bangle and use of a ring is different. So what? Anything which is useful need not be real. Our Vedanta is ulta, every way ulta. What is useful is mithya, because the form is useful. The form of a pot, definitely useful. And the lead has a different use. And the jar has a different use. Yeah. But in reality, the Atma of a pot, essence of a pot, truth of a pot. Atma means essence, truth. Atma of a pot, Atma of a lead and Atma of a jar is one clay. Could you follow? Therefore, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. This is how it is. This is the arithmetic we have to understand. Anyway, so if a chair is told, well, you are wood, equation, then, you are the wood out of which the whole world of furniture is made, suppose. If I say that, the chair has to understand it properly, and naturally it has to die to the notion that I am chair. It has to die. And it has to say, I am the wood, which is in the form of a chair. Then I can immediately say, I am the wood, which is in the form of a table. I to the notion of chair that is the reality, and that's what I am. Because there is no chair independent of the wood where you can put I sense. What is there is just wood. Am I right or wrong? So I am wood, which is in the form of this incidental chair. Incidental. Then that I can start, swallowing whole furniture. I am all the tables now. Now that chair, out of madness, says I am in the form of the entire furniture, not in this room, everywhere. This is how the Atma is. Could you follow now? So basically, which is the cause? I am the wood, which is the cause of the entire world of furniture. So Jiva is equal to Ishvara. Then I have to die to the notion that I am a Jiva, that I really implies to this Satchidananda Atma, which is in the form of a Jiva. So if Satchidananda Atma enters into the body and it is recognized as a Jiva, it's called Jiva. The space enters into the pot and it's called pot space. There is nothing called pot space. The whole pot is in space. Inside space and the wall also there is a space, and outside is a space. There is no entity called pot space. There is no entity. If there is a pot space, then it must have, the wall of the pot must have divided the space into two parts. Pot space and rest of the space. Cannot be there. Therefore, just the wall or the pot has created a notion in you, or created a notion that I am a pot space. In a space, it has created a notion that I am a pot space. I am a limited space. Really speaking, I am the space which accommodates all the pots. I pervade in and through all the pots. This is how equation is. Jiva is equal to Ishvara, the cause of the creation. Swamiji cannot be. You have to die to the notion that you are Jiva. Because that's not the reality. Chair is not the reality. Where is chair? Minus wood. There is no chair. It is just a form. The substance, the content, the Atma, the essence, the truth is just wood. And as a wood, that's my reality. Then I am in the form of entire world of furniture. Could you follow? This is how equation is to be understood. Anyway, so here also this equation states an existent fact. Jiva happens to be Ishvara. And to recognize this, well, what the Tvapada implies must be understood. And the nature of Ishvara also must be understood. And only then you can understand the equation between the two. And in the process of this understanding, nature of Tvampada and the nature of Tatpada, well, the meaning of equation is discovered. And in the first 6 chapters, this Tvampada analysis is done. Who is this Jiva? And Bhagavan said very beautifully in the 2nd chapter, verse 12 to 25, describes the nature of Jiva. So many things Bhagavan said there. And Nitya Sarvagata Sthanahu, Achaloyam Sanatana, etc. etc. And what is that? Yainam Vetti Hantaram, Yashainam Manyate Hatam, Vautavana Vijanita, Nayam Hantina Handate. This Atma cannot be killed, neither it's an agent of killing, etc. Means not Akarta, Abhokta. So many things have been told. All regarding Tvampada, one part of the equation. That the Jiva is basically is Mithya, and what is reality is the Atma, Sachinatma, etc. Now in the chapter 7 onwards, the whole teaching and approach is now different, because the inquiry into Tatpada, Ishvara. So this is a section 7 to 12 talks about Ishvara. So inquiry into this Tatpada begins, and that is the discussion primarily here. And in fact, in the 7th chapter, the very first verse, you can see Bhagavan talks about that I am going to talk about me. He said like that. Maya sakta manah partha yogam yunjan madashrayah asamshayam samagram mam yathagnyasasi tachro. So, O Arjuna, while with a mind committed to me, and having surrendered to me, please listen to the way in which you will know me totally. Totally, you will know me without any doubt. Totally means this 7th chapter is Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Jnanam also knowledge pertaining to Ishvara, and Vijnanam also pertaining to Ishvara. So combine. What is that? Jnanam is equal to Vijnanam. No. Jnanam of Ishvara means you know Ishvara with attributes in the form of the word. Wood can be known as a wood, or wood can be known in the form of various names and forms. Wood with the attributes, names and forms, chairs and these and that also. Each one is a glory of a wood. Every chair is a glory of a wood. Every name and form is a glory of wood. And especially, you may not find glory, but some chairs are such that you feel so beautifully made. I met one person, he's a doctor in Ohio, in Dayton. And he has a workshop. He makes furniture. He works in emergencies in that hospital, Dayton Hospital. And when he becomes free, he comes and makes chairs, etc. All furniture without nail, just joints. The wood itself. He makes it like that, grooves it. Beautiful chair. So you see many chairs, but some chair, wow, it's also wood. So same way here, thousands and millions of names and forms are there. All names and forms are, he is a cause, Ishvara is a cause, or you are the cause. It will be too much knowledge, you don't say that. Okay, let us leave it. Okay, so you are not the cause, Ishvara is the cause. We are discussing Ishvara. Okay. So therefore, Ishvara is the cause of the whole entire world of names and forms. But some of the names and forms, some of the forms, have extra glory. That is called Vibhuti. That's called Vibhuti. Glory. Yeah. So everyone has an intelligence, but you find some person has, they called, what is that? Shatavadhani. In India, especially Jains, they give a training to some sadhus who are ready. They give a training to remember 100 questions asked to the person, asked to him. If you ask 100 questions to a particular person, he will remember all 100 questions, and then he will answer in the same order. They are there, and they get a title, Shatavadhani. Shata Avadhana. Avadhana means you hold. Shata, 100. So there's 100 questions. And they will give you reply exactly in that order. Question number 1 will be answered first. Question number 2 will be answered second. And there are many. So they give a special training kind of thing. So everyone has an intelligence. But when you see a Shatavadhan, wow, it's a glory of Ishvara. Because ultimately everything is Ishvara. Everything is wood. Somebody don't compare Ishvara with the wood, but just for the sake of understanding. It's an example. Model. So, Bhagavan said in the very first verse in the 7th chapter that you will know me. And then it said in second verse also, Jnanam teham savijnanam idam bakshami asheshatah yajñātva neha bhuyonyat jñātavyam avashishyate. So, you will know me with all attributes, with names and forms, but as such, names and forms are mithya, and therefore, well, you will know me as a truth of all the names and forms, means without attributes. So that is called vijnanam. So Ishvara with attributes, jnanam. Ishvara without attributes, vijnanam. We call in sagunam nirgunam, they call all the time. So sagunam nirgunam. So in Gujarat they used to ask like this all the time. Whether you, Swami, what in which type of Ishvara you believe? Sagunam or nirgunam? This is not like that. Do you want potatoes or bananas? Or potatoes or onions? This kind of question they are asking. They are not two different things. Potatoes or onions are different, so you can ask me, what do you want? But sagunam is mithya. What do you want? Wood or chair? It's like that. Yeah. So basically, this, along with the names and forms, attributes, etc., is mithya. Definitely mithya. And the reality is Ishvara without attributes. That's Satchidananda, is Atma, etc. That's Vijnana. If you, Bhagavan says, Yajñātva na iha bhuyaha anyat jñātavyam avashishyate. Once you know that, nothing is left to be known. Everything is as well known. Yena vijñānena sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati tat vijñānam asti. Mundakopanishad. Chandogya. In Chandogya also it had cave. So Sanat Kumara went to, Narada went to Sanat Kumara and said, well, I have heard, or revered sir, I have heard that the one who knows this Atma crosses the ocean of samsara. Yeah. Atmavit shokam tarati. So I would like to know Atma. Then Sanat Kumara said, okay. But first you tell me what do you know. And then definitely, Narada started talking. And he said, I know all the 4 Vedas and Vedangas and these and that. And then Sanat Kumara said, you know all zeros without one. If one is not kept in front, then the zeros will not have any value. Atma Vidya is like that. Yeah, once you know Atma, then everything what is there, in essence it is all Atma alone, then what is left? Nothing is left. For your own purpose, for living a life, whatever is required to know, you may know. But really speaking, everything is as well known. Yena vijñānena sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. Tad vijñānam asti. That Atma Vijñānam is there. So this is how Bhagavan, he takes a pratigna here, that I will give knowledge, give you the knowledge of I'm in the form of Jagat, I will give you in form of various glories, as well as I will also teach you the truth of everything, which is the self. And in this 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita now, so this is just I give you the gist of between 7 and 10. In this 10th chapter, which you call Vibhuti Yoga, Bhagavan presents the glories of Ishvara. So even though he is all pervasive and is everything, still the glory of Bhagavan is visible wherever there is a ray of glory. As I told you, when you see a Shatavadhan, you immediately feel, this is a manifestation of Ishvara's glory, like that. So in India, in ancient times, any good place was dedicated to Ishvara. Like you, all the places or pilgrimages, etc., you find at beautiful places. You find in Badrinath, beautiful place, in Himalayas and mountain, or there will the temple, etc., will be on the confluence of 2 rivers, etc., Sangamaha, and Allahabad, etc., or a few places. Also, it is in the Rameshwaram, which is a confluence of three water bodies, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea and etc. and Indian Ocean. And you will see the colors also are different. We may think that they are imagining three bodies, only it is one water, but it's not. The colors, all you will find that it is different and they are merging. So in such a confluence of three seas, let us say, three water bodies, there is a temple, Rameshwaram. Especially when you go to such places, then you will immediately feel. And if you go to Kanyakumari, Vivekananda Rock, you will feel that, yes, what a Bhagavan has made this, creation, etc. So you will immediately remember Ishvara. And because these are such places are there, which really have so beautiful. And nowadays our Bing, right? Bing is showing all these things. Yeah. Bing is an AI tool, I think, that shows so beautiful pictures of our earth. Beautiful. And different countries also, Austria and these and that and Netherlands. Beautiful places. And they basically tempt you to visit. Yeah. It's all business. But my point is, so wonderful places are there. Especially when you see such places, you feel that what a creation Ishvara has made. So that is how, these are all called glories of Ishvara. So any beauty, anywhere you find its beauty, it is his beauty actually. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya introduced this chapter, 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, well, by saying that in whichever situation, in whichever object there is some glory, Bhagavan is to be contemplated upon and appreciated. So for the sake of doing meditation on Ishvara, Bhagavan is describing so many glories here. So you can constantly remember. Meditation is a constant remembrance. Yeah. So but we have to see the glories outside. Then now we have to keep the eyes open. Then where is meditation? It's an open eye meditation. It's open eye meditation. Because you are seeing such things and remembering Ishvara. Right? You are seeing such things which has been narrated here in 10th chapter. And you are visualizing and constantly remembering Ishvara. That is what the meditation is. Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Saguna Brahma Vishaya Manasa Vyapara Dhyanam. Saguna Brahma Vishaya, Ishvara Vishaya, Manasa Vyapara. Purely mental activity whose subject matter is Ishvara. That's called meditation. So the truth of Bhagavan is basically not easily understood and therefore must be told again and again. Because actually in 7th chapter Bhagavan has narrated some of the glories. In 9th chapter also they are there. Then we feel why again in 10th chapter. So that also Shankaracharya ji mentions that this repetition here in terms of narrating glories again is valid. Because as much as Ishvara is to be understood properly, for that reason, this repetition is there. If something is to be believed, you need not repeat. Anything is to be believed, you say once, that's it. For that you have not to repeat again and again. But if something is to be understood, then it is to be repeated until you understand it. So that is how there is a repetition. Like that, Shankaracharya ji justifies Ishvara's, all this. The 10th chapter he is going to discuss so many vibhutis, but he is justifying, validates. So here, basically in this 10th chapter, the topic of glory of Bhagavan is discussed, and that's how it is called Vibhuti Yoga also. Yoga means a topic. There are not so many yogas. They say Swamiji, 18 yogas are already there in 18 chapters. And yoga means a topic, yoga subject matter. So Arjuna Vishad Yoga, that is a yoga or what? A sorrow of Arjuna, that is also one of the yogas, Swamiji, for in a spiritual growth. Kya baat hai? So Arjuna Vishada is a topic of the first chapter. So Vishada is not to be done. In fact, if you come to a spiritual path, Vishada should go slowly. Vishada remains, then we should remember. I think we should really inquire into our journey, spiritual journey. If Vishada remains, means we are not progressing anything. As you progress here, in this path, the person feels lighter. Yeah. More acceptance, more accommodation, less prejudices. Because you are in touch with the Ishvara. Every form is Ishvara. Then for what form you have prejudice? For what form you have a hatred or something? Yes, according to form, there could be a proper way of relating to that form. That's correct. But you may not have a hatred and other things, because everything ultimately is a manifestation of one thing, just one thing. So, well, if that thing is kept in a mind, your mind remains free. Our mind does not remain free because of this likes and dislikes and prejudices and anxieties, etc. So anyway, what is said here is that there is nothing which is not Bhagavan here. So much description, and then Bhagavan got tired also at the end of the 10th chapter. He said, Yadyad vibhuti matsattvam mattatta tejaha mama amsha sambhavam. All that is there, it is all my glory. I cannot discuss. Like Bhagavan said, but how many glories? He has to start from here. The table is my glory. He has to stay. Yeah? Everything. This dress also is his glory. Everything is his manifestation. Being the cause of everything is his manifestation. Swamiji, what about Bin Laden? It's also manifested. Don't say that. We don't like it. Okay, we'll see. Don't worry. So, something beautiful basically is not taken merely as beautiful. Think here that beauty is Bhagavan, that's Bhagavan wants to say. That's how here in 10th chapter he talks about such glories where you immediately appreciate. Not this kind of a thing, some extremist and other things. Even though everything is ultimately manifestation, it's a different type of manifestation, but it is. Anyway. So, and then in the first verse, Bhagavan said, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Bhuyeva Mahabaho Shunume Paramam Vachaha, Yatteham Priyamanaya, Vakshami Hitakamya, etc. Well, said Bhuyeva Mahabaho, ye Mahabaho, ye Arjuna, Shunume Paramam Vachaha. Listen to me, my teaching. Bhuya eva. I'm going to say about my own glories. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshami hitakamya. For your well-being, I am narrating this so you can meditate upon me, Ishvara, etc. So, and in this verse 7, in this 10th chapter, first 11 verses, while here Bhagavan gives a definition of God, which we will be also saying in detail, that I am the maker of this creation, creator also, and I am the material of the creation. I am the efficient cause of the creation, and I am also upadana karanam also, the material cause also, and I am efficient cause also. Like that it says, maker, material, both. We feel that cannot be, but you are also Ishvara. I will give you the example later. You are also Ishvara. You also create entire world out of yourself. And of course, in a Shastra, there are many examples. In Mundakopanishad, there are examples. Yathorna nabihi srujate grunate cha. They give an example of a spider. That how the spider creates spider is a creator of the web, and out of himself, his own saliva, etc. Well, out of that he creates. And the second example is a person. One who asks this question, how can a maker and material be one? We can tell you are the creator and the creation. A creator and the material. And maker and material of the creation, including space and time. And there is a dream. For a dream creation, nothing comes from outside. No trucks are going inside to create your house. You create house in a dream. No trucks are going inside. Cement, everything goes inside. Nothing goes. Space, time, everything. Sun, moon, everything. You see a Badrinath temple in daylight. So time also comes, space also. When you see a temple, right, then automatically space should be there. Without space, how will you see a temple? So space, time, and the whole creation you create. Yeah? You are the maker of the dream world. You are the material of the dream world. Therefore, no one can challenge. When I say that Ishvara is the maker and material of this world, well, a person may feel that I should challenge. And sometimes you create good things also, right? And sometimes create bad things also. Good, bad, everything is you alone. Swami, how can so and so extremist is a Ishvara? So you are Ishvara. When you see a particular act, suppose you see, a lot of people see all these things, how the terrorist did this and that, and then someone in a dream you get that kind of a dream. So you are creating. You are creating some sannyasi also, and you are creating some terrorist also in a single dream, where both of them are you alone. Don't tell me I am a terrorist. No, you are not. But terrorist is you. You are not terrorist. Yeah. Could you follow what I am saying? This is Vedanta. Chair is wood. Wood is not chair. Wood is wood. Wood is wood. In order for the wood to be existent, to be there, it need not be a chair. But for the chair to be existent, it has to be pervaded by wood. Wood only lends existence to the chair. Chair does not lend existence to the wood. Therefore, in terms of reality, it is different, not equally real. Right? One lends existence to other. The other does not lend existence. In fact, it borrows existence. One is a borrower of existence. Other is a lender of the existence. One who lends existence is real. One who borrows existence is mithya, unreal. You lend existence to both. A Swami in dream, and you lend existence to extremist in a dream. But basically, they both resolve in you. They are created, sustained also by you, resolve also in you. You are independent of them, right? You are independent. Maker is the reality of the entire dream world. Entire dream world. Whatever you create is all out of you. Just your mind only creates, right? Your own impressions about the world, in a waking world, only creates. There is no other material other than the impressions. Anyway. So in the first 11 verses in this 10th chapter, Bhagavan gives this introduction that I am the maker and material. First, that he says, I am the, Bhagavan has used two terms in the 7th chapter, that I am a Paraprakriti and I am a Paraprakriti. Now, Paraprakriti means I am this consciousness, etc. Aparaprakriti means what looks this world which is inert, etc. I am the intelligent cause, you can say, or I am the material cause. And then in that verse number 6, if you see, it says, Maharshaya saptapurve chatvaro manavastatha madbhavaha manasa jataha yesham lokaha imah prajaha. So, Bhagavan says, not only just the external world is my manifestation, but even the internal world of thoughts, etc. also is my manifestation, etc. Just as during my dream, our own mind creates everything. What is inert and what is sentient. Everything is created in dream. Same way here also, everything is created by I am the maker and material of both. And then in 10th, 8th verse, Bhagavan says, Aham sarvasya prabhava mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhaha bhava samanditaha macchitta madgata pranaha bodhayanta parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ravanti cha. Means this Virat Bhakta, the Bhakta who is seeing this entire. See, there are three types of devotees. Who are three types of devotees because they relate to Ishvara in a three different way. One who relates to Ishvara in one form, or Dakshinamurti, or any other form, Krishna or Hanumanji or any other form. Just one form. You relate to one form. Means you worship in one form. You invoke Ishvara in one form. Ekuru Ishvara. They are one type of bhaktas. Or then one who invokes Ishvara in all the forms. Are learning this, right? They are Vishwarupa Bhakta, Virat Bhakta God. Because they are worshipping Ishvara in all the forms. Seeing the glory, etc., constantly meditating upon, etc. So, and then there is a third one who worship Ishvara in the form of Atma. They are also Bhakta. Chaturvida bhajante mam janaha sukriti norjuna artho artharthi jignasu gnani cha bharatarsha. So Gnani also, who knows Ishvara as oneself, Bhagavan says he is the best Bhakta. Because and that Bhakta is why everyone loves the self. No one loves anything else. We have to know this. Everyone really loves oneself. That is why in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, this Yajnavalkya told to her wife, his wife, that, what is that? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. So, So it was little difficult. Navare patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Navare jayai kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya jaya priya bhavati. You think that the wife is very dear to me. It's not. It's actually the Atma is very dear to you. Atma, you love Atma. You think you love someone else. I mean, it is an example given there. Many examples, but Yajnavalkya starts there. Navare patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. You love yourself. And because of the love love towards yourself, you love someone outside. When someone outside becomes an obstacle someone becomes an obstacle for the love for oneself, then you say, be away from me. Person becomes, brings a sadness in oneself. Well, you don't like it. So whether you love a person or whether you love yourself, think. Like that it says. And that everyone loves the self. That self happens to be Ishvara. Therefore, who has a best love for the Ishvara? Bhakti means a love. Love with a reverence is called bhakti. Yeah, love for the higher principle we call bhakti. Love for a person towards each other we call love. Any love for a higher principle is called bhakti. That's how love for the country we call desha bhakti. Love for the parents we call matru bhakti, pitru bhakti. Love for the teachers, guru bhakti. So love for higher principle is called bhakti. And therefore, if one loves oneself and one knows that self alone is this Brahman Ishvara, means one loves Ishvara constantly. That is a Shrestha Bhakta. That is how Bhagavan literally out of 4 types of bhaktas, Arthaha, Artharthi, Jignasu and Jnani. Bhagavan says this Jnani is my Atma. I am Atma of him and he is my Atma. Like that. So, basically, this Virat Bhakta is this one who worships Ishvara in the form of the very self, who loves the Ishvara in the form of very self. One loves oneself, self happens to be Ishvara, so one loves Ishvara. Yeah, one loves Brahman means one loves oneself, right? Therefore, there's also Bhakta. 3 types of Bhaktas are there. So, Ekarupa Ishvara, who worship Ishvara in one form, one who worships Ishvara in many forms, multi-forms, all forms, and one who worships Ishvara in no form, means in form of oneself. That's all. So, here this has been discussed like this, first 11 verses, etc. And then Bhagavan said in the 10th verse, I am coming to the 12th verse. Before that, I am just giving you a little gist of the thing. Bhagavan said in 10th verse, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam tena mam upayanti te, etc. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. So, dadami buddhi yogam. I give this buddhi yoga, I give jnanam to this person who is satata yuktanam bhajatam. One who is constantly engaged with me, one who is constantly meditating upon me, etc. Priti purvakam. That's naturally they have love for me. Well, to them I give this knowledge. I reveal myself in the form of the very self. I reveal it. So I create a conducive situation in the mind by which they will say, I am not a jiva. They will dive to the form of jiva and they say, I am Brahman. So that is dadami buddhi yogam tam yena tam so bhakta. To that bhakta I give that. Mam upayanti te. Well, because of which they will reach me like that. And Bhagavan in 11th verse also very beautifully said, Tesham eva anukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasthaha jnana deepena bhasvata. So Tesham eva anukampartham. Again he repeats. For them alone, for such bhaktas who are constantly, they are committed to me, they are meditating upon me, and they are in the process of knowing me in the form of the self. Well, out of compassion, anukampartham, out of compassion, well, I basically, who is obtaining in their thoughts, in the mind. I'm in the form of all the thoughts. Every thought is a form of consciousness. Every thought is a thought form. Every thought form is a form of consciousness. Every form, the pot, etc., is a form of clay. Same way. So if you have consciousness alone manifest like this, Brahman alone manifest like this, then every form, Mithya form also, is a form of consciousness. Yeah. So every thought form is a form of consciousness. That's how they will realize me. So for them alone, out of compassion, one who is obtaining in their mind, destroy the delusion born of ignorance. Ajnanajam tamaha, while I destroy by jnanadipena bhasvata, by shining the lamp of knowledge, like giving him knowledge, etc. So that has been said here very beautifully. Now we will go to the 12th verse and 13th verse together. And it is said here, now what happens is Arjuna basically asked a question. Because, you can worship Ishvara either in one form, you can worship Ishvara in multi forms, or you can worship Ishvara in the form of the very self, Arupa, no form as such. But Arjuna is not ready for that final thing. Arjuna doesn't still appreciate that, oh Ishvara, you are just in the form of oneself, myself. No. So he requests Bhagavan to reveal that you are in all these forms. He said, that type of meditation to see the glory of yourself in many forms here is easy for me. And therefore he requests Bhagavan that you narrate your own vibhutis. That's how the 10th chapter begins. You narrate your more vibhutis, more glories which is there in this creation, so that I can meditate upon you. I don't appreciate in the form of that, well, I should know the self as the Brahman, etc. And there is identity between you and me. Well, I am not able to appreciate like that. So he requests that, and that is this verse number 12 to 18 is a request. He first builds up a whole ground, and then he, in the final verses 16, 17, he said, well, you narrate all these vibhutis. So this is how it started. It's a section of 12 to 18. These are the verses of Arjuna. And what did he say? Well, he said that Aham, Param Brahma, Parandhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashwatam Divyam, Adi Devam, Ajam Vibhum. So he listened to Krishna when he talked in first 11 verses, he listened it. And then, so he has an understanding of the topic. In fact, a lot of things have been discussed before also. And so Arjuna understands. So he speaks from his understanding that who are you actually. So Param Dhama and Paramam Bhavan, etc. Param Dhama means, Dhama has a true meaning. Dhama here it is in the sense of light, but Dhama Shabda has come in the Kathopanishad and other places also. Dhama means an abode, an end, goal, you can say. So Ishvara is a final goal, naturally. Parama Purushartha. Ishvara is Parama Purushartha, Ishvara is in the form of the freedom. Freedom is the final goal. Yeah. Freedom from all sense of limitation, freedom from isolation, freedom from fear, freedom from sorrow, anything which you don't like, you get a freedom. That's called moksha. Any human being which a person doesn't like, I don't like insecurity. Okay, freedom from insecurity. I don't like sorrow. Okay, freedom from sorrow. I don't like I don't like a non-inclusion of myself. Sometimes I told you, I think yesterday, people have a complaint that they are not included in a particular WhatsApp group. So then, I am not included. I am not included. That creates a sorrow in one's heart. Anyway, so I want to get rid of this sense of non-inclusion. Yes. Anything which any human being doesn't like, but you should not ask, I don't like my mother-in-law. Can I get freedom from? It's not that kind of thing. But if a mother-in-law who is present and create a certain issue in you, a certain reaction in you, you can become free from that. That's for sure. So this is how it is. That's a Parama Purushartha. This is the Purushartha. And freedom from insecurity, etc. Well, because you take yourself to be a mortal being. I'm subject to death itself. That fear never goes. Starting to the end, I am subject to death. I am subject to old age. I am subject to disease. That never goes. Because they are the all the time companions. Disease can come even in the childhood itself. Yeah. And old age is going to come itself, create a lot of issue. Before old age comes, they start ringing the bell. So person bends on one side to listen, and the grey hair starts appearing, and all the things happening. Just we don't like. Swamiji, old age is a very, very tough thing. People don't care for us, and that's a lot of things. I'm not saying certain emotional thing, but it is fact. It's a fact of life. I'm free from that. Bhagavan said, you are Puranaha. It is in second chapter itself, Puranaha. Puranaha means Puraiva Navaha. From beginningless time, you are new. You are young. Consciousness is ever fresh. Yeah. Anyway, so Dhamma means like this. Dhamma means abode, end. Paramadhamma. And here, there is another meaning also in this. Bhashyakara give a different interpretation. So, Dhamma means a light. And, well, definitely it is, used in the sense of light here. And as light helps to see the things well, so too this consciousness helps to reveal everything. Everything is revealed to consciousness. Whatever you say, thought is revealed to consciousness, your memory is revealed to consciousness, emotions are revealed to consciousness. You have to say emotion. Whether you say it or not, you have to take it. When you say anger, I say, there is anger. Yeah, there is anger. There is anger consciousness. Without you being conscious of anger, where is anger? Without you being conscious of anger, can you say anger is? When you say anger is, you have to say, yes, I know the anger. I know the anger which is present in my mind, you can say. So without consciousness, you cannot say anything. Existence of anything cannot be proven in this world, including space and time, without consciousness. So consciousness reveals everything. I told you yesterday itself, consciousness naturally objectifies everything. Naturally. Because light, like the sun, naturally illumines everything. Sun, on the part of sun, there is no deliberation, no will at all. Sun says, I am not doing any action of illumining others. I am a self-illumining principle. Whoever is nearby me automatically gets illuminated. Natural illumination. No will. Oh, let me illuminate. I'm tired. I think I also need one leave and let me go. No. It's a self-illumining principle who automatically, this is how the Sakshi is. So you naturally illumine all the thoughts, any type of a thought, all types of emotions, memory, perception, any thought, even inference, everything in the mind is illumined. Outside world is illumined. Can anything please let me know that which is illumined, which is revealed, which is known without consciousness? Try. If you come to know, at least, send a message to Shuddhatmaji that we have got, call your Muktatma. We would like to take care of it now. Everything is revealed. And that consciousness, who reveals consciousness? Is self-revealing. If any other thing reveals consciousness, that is self-revealing consciousness is revealed by that consciousness. Cannot be. Follow? Consciousness is self-revealing principle, self-existing principle. That's what you are. You pervade entire creation. When you say time is, time consciousness is. Space is, space consciousness is. Space is equal to space is equal to space consciousness is. Same thing. You reveal a given thing and thereby you prove its existence. Time is revealed by you and thereby you say time is. Swamiji, but time is not. If time is not, absence also is revealed by what? Consciousness. Everything is absent in deep sleep state. How do you know? I know. Yes, I know. What is there in deep sleep state? No time, no space, no objects, no family members. Even your body, mind, senses, everything resolved. I mean, but everything is absent. How do you know? I know they were absent. Absence also is revealed by what? Consciousness. Present, absence, presence, absence, everything is revealed by consciousness. Consciousness pervades everything. Without consciousness, nothing is proven as existent. Therefore, Jagat Mithya. Consciousness, Brahman is Satya. That's how it is. So, that's how consciousness is a Jyotisham Jyotihi. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is said, we also chant that mantra while Karpurarti we do. We definitely say, Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoya magnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhasa sarvavidam vibhati. All these luminaries, etc., who illumine this world, sun, moon, fire, lightning, they are illumined by you, the consciousness. There is lightning, Swami. How do you know? I know there is a light. Pervaded by consciousness. Could you follow what I am saying? Prove the existence of lightning away from consciousness. Try. Without consciousness. Even very thought of trying to prove is also within consciousness. Okay? Thought of trying to prove the absence of consciousness is also within consciousness. You cannot. Try. I am not conscious being. I am not Brahman. That thought itself is in Brahman. Consciousness. Okay? Yeah. That's how Satyam, which cannot be negated in all the 3 periods of time, is Satyam. You are Satyam. You are the reality of this entire world. Your existence never comes to end because everything exists on account of you, including time. Including time. Therefore, you are timeless consciousness. You are timeless consciousness. Time borrows existence from you. You are something which is beyond time. Then where is birth and death? Anything which is within the realm of time has a birth and death. But is timeless, has no birth, no birth, no death. Please try to understand. When Shastra says Vidya Avrutam Vindate, by knowledge one gains immortality, we should really question and understand it. Or we should literally, ask to the Shastra that how do you say person becomes immortal? Because in my understanding, this immortality is next to impossible thing. But we should understand from what standpoint it is said. Vidya Vindate Vratam. Kenopanishad said. Vidya, by this knowledge, one gains immortality. You are immortal. Mortal can never become immortal. Mortal thing can never become immortal. If you are immortal but take yourself to be a mortal being due to certain error, then there is a chance to correct the error. That is the thing. Correction of error. Here that is the thing. That's how in Nirvana Shatkam also it's all first 3 lines is a correction. Yeah. It's for correction. What is that? Manobuddhi hankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha grana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham manaha buddhi chittaha ahankaram naham. Why you should say naham? Because you take as aham. Therefore we have to say naham. Yeah. Error. What is not you, you have taken as yourself. You are saying I am mind. I am angry, Swamiji. So you have taken yourself as a mind. So basically buddhi, I decide, Swamiji. I have decided to come to the camp. Wow. Wonderful. Yeah. Chittam. All memory bank. You said, Swamiji, I have a very good memory. I retain memory. This, that. I retain you. I know your name. This. You know. So anywhere you identify, put an I sense in everything. That's an error. So first 3 lines negate what you are not. Because there is an occasion to negate. Because the error is committed against your nature, the self. And the 4th line revealed what you are. Chidananda Rupaha Shivo. You are the Chit. consciousness, which is Ananda, which is fullness, wholeness. You are limitless consciousness. That is Chidananda. And in that sense, I am a Shiva also. I am Ishvara. The Ishvara also is a Chidananda. So this has been said there. Anyway, it's enough. We have started 12 verse. That's a joy I have. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. We'll meet at 11:35. I'm here, I'm not going, but you people can go and take tea, coffee, etc. Little lightness, right?
Okay, I'll go then.
Yeah, a little. Hari Om.